No, you guys can't hear anything now.
Oh, complete silence. Okay.
Yeah, she's gesturing towards you guys, and she's like...
I don't have any
Your camera actually froze, Arthur.
Did it?
Yeah, she's doing the...
All right.
Or it froze for me, anyway.
I flipped my camera to restart.
Okay, thanks.
She's doing the stop talking motion?
Yeah.
That or she wants to cut our throats, one of the two.
I mean, I don't imagine like Maelstrom's probably smarter about this whole thing. I imagine halfway through, Agrajog's just like, okay, brag, 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 brag. He's bragging.
Well, Minstrel will kind of have an understanding of his creature. These are ancient. Most of the stuff is probably true, and he has really no reason to lie to us. Let me give a sense motive to make sure, though.
Well, it's true from a certain perspective.
Yeah. From this perspective, my perception, I don't think he
this
has a
creature
reason
is 19.
It's ancient.
This creature is so alien and ancient, it's hard to fathom. If it was lying to you, its purposes are so ancient and beyond your own that you would have no idea. Like, if it's telling the truth or if it's lying, either way, you have no idea how to grasp what its purpose is.
Well, also,
but anyway, we all appear...
I like to say I like to take notes while he's talking.
Okay.
Because I have talked about these creatures, and it's more knowledge than anything as a wizard.
Mm-hmm. It's still talking. It's just none of you can hear it.
And I just tap my foot.
So does she want to talk with us, or she's just
like? And I wave my hand in sort of a explain yourself motion.
She's like gesturing towards Agrajog and then doing a this. And, like, this motion towards the creature.
Like she wants us to attack it.
And I'm saying, Captain?
He can't hear you.
Well, I'm turning my head and raising my fish eyebrow at the captain, who I assume sees this as well.
And I'm going to ask her to dismiss her spell.
She can't understand you because you're not saying anything. You're just like...
I turn to the captain and raise my eyebrow as she does this. I assume that the captain sees this.
Yeah. I'm kind of tossed up here. I mean, we know... I've heard enough of the Aboleths to know that they're bare minimum bad news, but attacking something that has the side of the ship that's pretty much the size of the ship...
No. I should be clear here. It's only about 15 feet long. Your ship's about 90 feet long. It's just attached itself to the side of your ship.
Okay.
However, it seems to have a density far beyond what a normal body would, and its weight and, you know...
trying to drag it along.
Its water dynamics are definitely, like... Not only is it slowing the ship, but you're turning slightly right now.
Yeah.
Crap.
My opinion is, like, if it's not looking for trouble...
But you can't share your opinion because none of you can talk to each other.
All right, so let's back across the boat until we can get out of this silence.
She's still moving towards you, like, while you're doing that. She's come up to you, Scourge, and is, like, shaking you. And is just, like...
Well, nothing I've heard about these things is good news.
I have my gun hefted.
All right.
Mistral's like...
How far away is this thing?
It's hanging off the side of your ship.
If
you wanted to, like, lean over the edge, it would be, like, 10 feet below you.
Okay, so if I just jump off the ship, it'll be within reach?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I will draw my axe as a move action as I walk off the side of the ship where I'm beside it.
All right.
Okay.
That's my cue to lean off the side of the ship and start shooting at it.
All right, so here's what happens. You jump out of the silence, and it's still talking, and it's like, why are you not answering me?
Axe in your neck.
Sorry, bruv.
He's just like, I don't understand what axe in the neck means.
Sorry, bruv, we couldn't hear you there for a second, but
you can't talk to it. You're still in the silence. You're leaning over the edge trying to get quippy, holding a gun at it, and it's just like looking at Scourge and like, why are you not answering? What is axe in the neck?
I shoot him 3 times.
All right.
Do I need to roll him?
Yeah.
You see me like quiet doing.
So since I move, I only get a single attack.
I think that, yeah, sure.
Is it within 30 feet?
Yep.
So, why did it not do the iterative attacks? It was supposed to do the iterative attacks.
Look at
Well,
this
it's probably
guy.
surprise round. You're not
Trying to program some... Yeah, you only get one shot.
Alright.
Come on, man.
Fine,
Trying
then
to fool around on this dude.
That's a higher bonus then. That's a 24.
Okay, yeah, you both hit. This thing looks completely shocked. Like, its eye stalks just, like, start going red. Like, the whole length of the stalk, its color turns red, and its eyes retreat back into its sockets. Roll for initiative, I suppose.
Let me just change that to
I didn't hit my token on that.
it's a thing on the Roll20 sheet that it's include
4-9. No.
include iterative attacks.
4-9. There we go.
It should have gone correctly.
Now, this creature is aquatic, Scourge, if that would make any difference for you.
Yes, it does. And nothing happens. Yay. What did I do wrong?
You're missing a bracket on the
Missing a
1d20.
bracket somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the d20.
very-
Also on the miscellaneous, you're missing a bracket.
Well, it should be. Ah, there it is. No! Make it go away. All right, I'm not going to do the bonus thing. I'll just make the simple roll because it's driving me crazy. Stop. I hate this editor.
I don't ever bother using it.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna roll them in manual, at least until I figure out what
I'll
the
tell you
hell's
what,
going on.
the Apocalypse World and Dungeon World sheets are fantastic, but
I've
Oh,
tried
yeah.
to use
I
it.
You're never
It's-
rolling off them.
when you get...
I-
What?
You're
looked
next
at
to
the,
never rolling off of them.
I don't roll off of any of them. They're diceless for
Yeah.
the GM.
I actually
don't,
looked at that system. I was like, oh, I like it. It's pretty straightforward.
All right.
All right, Agrashog.
Hopefully this works. I'm gonna shoot it 3 more times.
Okay,
Bang, bang, bang.
sure.
Okay,
you shoot
none
it
of
a
those
bunch
work.
of times.
None of those work. That second one is also supposed to be at a +10, but the third one is supposed to be only at a +5.
Doesn't matter.
And-
You hit with all of them.
+1 for PBS, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you heavily injure it. You shoot it multiple times, and it sinks deeply into this thing's fleshy exterior. Maelstrom.
Mistro can't really do anything because he's stuck in the silence.
Okay. What do you want to do?
He's kind of like, no, the knowledge, but no one can really hear him cry.
Knowledge is for books.
You don't know I said that.
Yeah,
Silence,
you can't
you.
say it either because you're still in the silence too. This thing detaches from the ship and begins withdrawing underwater at extremely high speed. Is anyone going to chase it in any way?
If it goes down, I don't really have the ability to.
I do
Chase
if
it,
you
so-
want.
Okay.
That would not be.
No, not alone. Heck no.
So no one is going to chase it then.
Well, I mean, you said at a high rate of speed. I mean, if
Yeah.
no,
How
I
high
don't think we
rate
have the
speed?
ability. I really don't think we
It
do.
drops 120 feet straight down. You lose sight of it after about 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The aboleth escapes your grasp. As it was dropping, it began cursing in aboleth, but I don't think anyone was... I don't think Scourge speaks aboleth, do you?
No, and I'm the only
Yeah.
one that can hear it.
Yeah. Good, good. Can I ask you to make a fortitude save real quick?
Making friends and influencing people.
Yeah. You guys are great at that part.
Really? Seriously? Oh,
You just typed 11.
it's just 11.
That sounds like
I
a
was like,
me
how in the world do I have a plus 11?
Yeah,
I rolled
yeah, that's
11.
a Dom roll where you just like, yeah, I have a 19 on all of my rolls. I crit every single attack. And at some point, I was like, wait a second. That doesn't
Sir,
seem
that was
right.
that
How
was
have
only
you
one
crit
attack.
every attack 12 times in a row?
Sir, that was only one attack.
It
and that was the
happened
first
a lot. It was a... First off, it happened, like, for multiple sessions of Emerald Spire.
Dude, it wasn't even in our spell. It was this game.
I'm pretty sure it was Emerald
You
Spire.
know what? Okay.
He was Plunder in Peril.
I was a
He
Was it
wizard.
Plunder in Peril?
I don't roll
Yeah, he
attacks.
was-
I don't
he
roll
was
attacks. I
rolling
was a
20
wizard.
He was rolling 27s a lot.
Yeah, it was on the first roll of the claw attack because I figured I'd day 6D in it. See, you're trying to make it worse than it is. And then you put in the other games. What makes it even worse.
No. I remember what it was. In Emerald Spire, it was the fact that you were white maging without spending arcane points.
Yeah, I thought it was that way.
Yeah. Man. Pathfinder. It's complicated.
I know.
Okay. Yeah.
Can learn all the rules.
Congratulations, Scourge. You are not cursed.
Yay.
Yeah. What do you guys do now? As soon as you start shooting, the Elven Priestess drops her silence spear.
I just
Why
walked.
do I
And
get
then
the
she
feeling
immediately
just
resumes
me?
telling the story that she was telling before that thing arrived.
Yeah, I talk over. It's like, why do I assume we just made a very powerful enemy with little reason?
Said the guy who shot it a bunch.
I was going on captain's orders.
I'm going to question her after she's done telling her story
Okay.
in the privacy of her chambers.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh
I
yeah,
go
she's
back
a
to my
girlfriend.
duties.
Just trying to make that a little bit more spicy, but yeah, sure. Does anyone want to do anything before we have that scene? Did we lose
I'm paranoid
Scourge?
for the day for this thing to come back at you. So I'm like on super alert on guard duty, like crap. Like in my head, I'm just thinking that over and over again.
I'll relax. It'll lick its wounds. It'll be back at us in a week at tops.
I don't like things that go underwater. I spend too long on a ship being captured underwater.
That's
You're a
true.
wizard, right? Why don't you have spells to help with that?
Yeah, I'm
I
more of
doubt
a,
at least.
I'm more of the hiding type of wizard.
Even so, you should have. I know some elementary spells at least help you survive in the water.
Yeah, I know I got air breathing, but you know.
I think there's another elementary spell that actually lets you swim as though you were aquatic.
Yeah, I got that too.
And what's the problem?
I don't want to go back down there. I've been there for like, I don't know, a few months. I don't like being underwater. It's not fun, especially when you're a power source.
I suppose.
No, it's fun, you know, when you can walk around the deck and have some fun, but when you're a battery, oh no, it's torture.
Alright.
Well, let's cut to this scene between Alaris and the Elven Priestess. I don't know if we ever named her, did we?
I don't think so.
Give her
Okay.
a name.
Isn't she your girlfriend?
No,
Or
that's
something?
another. It's another
No.
one.
Oh, wait, that was like Books' girlfriend. Or, I don't know, something.
Nope.
One
Well,
of
we
Wrong again.
we have a pass because I convinced. She asked me to convince Scourge to permit her to have sermons every week and to prophesize their religion. So that was the extent of the relationship.
Apologies, y'all.
Yep. Her name is Golarion. Which she
Golarion?
prefers to be called E.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring bottle elven wine, 2 glasses. Sit down for a little chat.
Yeah. When you come in, she's like, "Ever the gentleman, Mr. Alaris. Sorry, Officer Alaris. What is your title in the ship again?"
It's first officer.
Yes, of course. Well, what brings you to my cabin, First Officer Alaris?
Well,
With that fine elven wine.
I just wanted to have a conversation with you regarding the events of today. Do you have time for this
Yes,
discussion?
of course.
Okay. So I slowly pour the wine and say, well, but before we get talk about that, how has your stay been on this ship? Have you been gaining more followers through our travels?
She says, well, you know, there's many ways to follow the Callistrian faith, and so in some ways I have gained many, many followers aboard the ship. In other, more non-secular ways, no, it has been somewhat difficult to make a headway. Besmara has a strong holding upon this ship. However, the Callistrian faith is very addictive, and I believe that we are making progress.
Well, I'm only through chapter 2. I show her the holy book that the high priestess gave me.
She kind of rolls her eyes and just takes a long drink of her goblet of elven wine and is just like, yes, chapter 2. I remember learning of that when I was 11.
Yes, I'm very much a neophyte to the religion. But tell me, what happened today that made you cast a silent spell during the conversation with the aboleth? What harm against the Callistrian beliefs was it?
I have heard of this creature, Jeff, before. It is a liar and an attempted heretic. Our inquisitors have sought it for generations. Every few hundred years it rises to the surface, attempting to sway men's minds with its lies.
And what type of reward or bounty is on Jeff's head or tentacle?
She kind of waves her glass around and gives you like a sideways smile. Like, tucks some hair behind one of her ears and says, "Is not doing God's work its own reward?"
Well, it is, but feeding and these men on our ship, the crew, takes quite a bit of funds every time we dock. They want to return well paid, and something that can be achieved both if for the good of Callistria and the profit of this crew, for my loyalties are tied to both, would be beneficial to all.
I think that she crosses her legs and puts her boots up on the table, probably like near your hand. Yeah, badass as fuck while she's doing it too, because she's wearing combat boots. Because she ain't no lady. And, or maybe she is a lady. Either way, she's a total badass. And she's just like, although you severely wounded Jeff, probably more than he has been in some time, I highly doubt that, unless you take him by surprise once more, you will have any chance of standing against him. The only reason you were so successful was that first strike. For, as you may know, aboleths are masters of lies and illusion and enchantment. If it comes again, it will do so with allies. It will do so with slaves, and it will do so in a way that you will not see coming. Aboleths attack sideways, and they have a patience, unknowable patience.
So they're like the Alliance.
She just takes she actually takes the bottle and like drinks it directly, and yeah, I'm gonna assume it's dark wine, so like her lips are stained by it, and maybe like some of it dribbles out the side of her mouth like blood, and she looks a little harrowed for a moment and is like, "If it comes again, we will all be dead."
Is there any way to detect its presence before it gets here?
Yes. You see, Jeff is a rarity among his kind. He is one of the few divine spellcasters among the Aboleth. He is most dangerous because, and this is very confidential, I tell it to you only because you are a fellow acolyte of the faith, but it must never leave this room, you understand.
I nod.
Jeff is a cleric of Rovagug, the god of the Aboleth.
Very interesting.
He wields both sides of magic. Very powerful, very ancient.
So when he was claiming that the divinity was a falsehood, he himself is a devout follower of one of the...
She said, she's just like, you are not listening closely enough to his lies. He speaks half-truths, but I don't think he ever himself claimed that divinity was falsehood. Only that our gods are false. Itself a lie. Obviously, Callistria stands at the head of all gods.
I nod.
The theology is very complex. His stance is heretical, but has been accepted among some few minor scholars as a possibility. One that I don't share.
I see. So the divine gods, as we know, are basically, in his opinion or his assertion, they're wearing faces of these ancient gods.
Can you make a knowledge religion check?
Sure.
I think that she's going to try to explain something to you. The question is whether or not you'll understand what she's saying.
Okay. All right. Instead of doing all this skill blast at once, I'll just put it right here.
She starts explaining things about the beginning of time, the existence of the universe, and that's about where you lose her when she starts going into second-order transcendental equations, and you're completely lost.
It must be the blood wine stained lips. I'm just like watching them move, and he's like, "What am I? I'm paying attention to what now?"
She just tosses her hair back and laughs, and is like, "It's very complex to follow. Still, the key point to recognize is that, according to the Aboleth, they were here in this sphere of existence before our gods arrived. That is their claim. One that is not shared by all, or many.
Well, thank you for your assistance. I didn't know where your loyalties lied in that particular situation, but...
My loyalty lies in killing Jeff. If we only could have accomplished it, we could undo centuries of heresy. But, with any luck, he will forget this transgression. However, I very much doubt it.
I'll tell my crew that we should expect him to come back with more henchmen to take us down. But why do you think he wanted to speak with the captain exactly?
He is a cleric. He is attempting to convert those to his faith.
So now Craig can have 2 Robogug worshipping characters.
Which in itself would be badass.
A mysterious scimitar appears in his hand.
Yeah, I don't think that Sifrig would swing that way.
Well, I thank her for the confidentiality that
She thanks
has
you
shown.
for the wine, as she just continues to claim
chug
complete dominion over the bottle.
Yeah.
She has planned it, so it must be hers.
My head is woozy from thinking about this beginning of time business and how can something be here before the beginning of time, and I kind of stumble out the door.
Yeah,
Thinking,
like probably in your mind, you're having like these recollections of things Jeff said about how there's existence beyond what you know, and you're just like, no, it can't be true. And he's just like, there's something from beyond time. It's in every religion. And you're like, no, I don't understand. You're like having a mental breakdown.
Yep. Yeah, I have a 10 intelligence and 10 wisdom, so like those conversations only go so far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, side note, Mistral during his downtime is like doing like all he can to understand Aboleth right now.
Meanwhile, I'm making sure the ship's weaponry works.
Reading through my notes, what the old man at the thing told me, looking through Navardi's old notes to see if he has anything with blood magic about it.
Sure, if you'd like to make a... you've already made knowledge engineering, so I don't know if you'd like to make a knowledge religion check?
Yeah, sure, why not? 26.
Okay, so... Yeah, you would know from the Aboleth point of view that they existed before time began, and that according to their doctrine, not theology, because, again, the vast majority of Aboleths don't believe in divine magic simply because they existed before the gods, that at some point all of the universe will be wiped out, and the Aboleths will just remain, waiting for the next worlds to be born.
You see,
and that they claim that this has happened many times before, and that they have lived through many ages of gods.
You see more. I would say he can't really lose sleep because he has the ring of sustenance, so he only needs like 2 hours of sleep. But he's like really obsessed with this, like losing concentration because he's like, how do I kill this thing? How do I kill this thing? How do I kill this thing?
Yeah, you start... So if you remember, the wizard you learned all this from was a pretty crack dude. And I think that there's a side-by-side, like, black and white flashback. So it's like you walking around the room, like, how do I deal with this? And then it's you talking to the old wizard, and he's walking back and forth. He's like, I don't know how to explain this to you. This is how they operate. It's how they've always operated. They're Aboleth. And you guys are like taking on the same hand gestures and mannerisms as your mind slowly fractures. Can you make a will save?
Wait a minute, can I make the wizard look like Navardi since I was reading his notes?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, in your flashback it looks like Navardi. Even though we know as the audience it wasn't Navardi.
Yeah. Because when you read somebody's notes, it's like, my will save is a 24.
24. Okay, your mind does not begin slowly fracturing into insanity over the revelations.
I gotta figure this out.
Meanwhile, I'm just making sure that all the ship's armaments work.
You're like, fuck it, I don't give a shit about any of this.
It's like, well, that looked bad. He's probably going to come back with friends. Might as well make sure all our ballistae work.
Well, if he's a cleric Aboleth, he probably didn't have friends. So.
Well,
right, but no, you guys don't know that. Only Alaris knows that.
Oh, okay. I thought he had. Oh, that's right. She said he couldn't.
He super promised to never share it. Now, of course, he can share it. Super promising somebody doesn't mean you can't do it. I'm just interested to see if he does do it.
Whatever. I have an above average intelligence, but I only put my knowledge ranks into engineering and local. That's all I need.
Mistral's like having a bad week. First his mom trying to assassinate his cassin. Now we got this thing on a thing. He's like stressed out at this point.
Weird. So what you gonna do, G?
I think we're still sailing, right? Looking for a ship.
Yeah, for now we'll keep sailing. Sifrig's trying to work up a workable plan to keep this thing from swimming away next time, because that just annoyed the crap out of him. So.
All right. Are you like making a plan in character, or are you out of character? Literally, like
in character. Talk to the other crew. What can we do? Try to find some way to if this thing shows up again, that we can prevent it from.
Load the ballistae up with drogue bolts. Have bolts latch onto the side of it, and when they hit water, there's actually canvas that pulls back and slows him down.
Um,
Apparently, we're